Carolina, I'm Sydney Schofield. We are glad you're with us on this Sunday, July 6th. It is a first alert day, and we have team coverage of Tropical Storm Chantal making its way across the Carolinas right now. Breaking News 1 tracking the roads for us in the Triangle this morning. And our Jimmy's Price live from Wrightsville Beach, where a tropical storm warning is underway. But first, we begin with meteorologist Steve Stewart with that first alert forecast. Steve, you've been watching this all morning long.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving onshore, and we have very heavy rainfall in spots right now, and that's our concern today. The biggest bands, the outer bands, are pushing all the way up towards, say, Hatteras, Lake Landing there. But right around Wilmington, not much. You get a couple of showers, but the worst of it's over there. Now we have to be concerned about that heavy rain wrapping in here. And where you see the little bubbles in the clouds there, that's upwards of 45,000 feet in the atmosphere. It's building quite strong. So let's take a look at where these bands are. You see this one heading up towards Pikesville, Kinston. That's rotating up towards Raleigh, Lumberton. Very heavy rain, flash flooding going on there just south of that bullseye, where we've seen Doppler estimates upwards of around 3 to 5 inches of rainfall already. Just some moderate showers now moving into the southern part of Wake County, but that'll continue to increase. Winds at 40 miles an hour at 8 a.m. Gusts were still close to 70. That should be coming down, though. We don't want to see winds that strong with saturated ground. Too many trees could go down easily. And the path continues the same, just out to the west of the Triangle now. That's where it's likely going to be. And by 2, 3 in the morning, it's pushing up closer to Virginia. And you can see these bands continue to move in as we go throughout the day. A lot of breaks. Once a band moves through from the Triangle and points eastward, you could have dry time. Might not get that lucky in our western counties. The rain could continue for hours and hours, and we're talking heavy rain, so the potential there for flooding is highest. So these are the areas, the highest concern. We can see that 2 to 5 inches. Not as much of a concern down around Wayne County, but you still have that flood watch in effect as well for some of the bands moving on through, and a low level 1 risk for an isolated spin up, but we're not expected to have any watches issued. But again, this is the area we're going to watch out for, Sid, as we could see some pockets of very heavy rainfall setting up just to the west of the Triangle. We'll talk more about this coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, Steve, thank you. Let's give you a live look now at the roads in southern Wake County. You can see those windshield wipers are going there. You can see the roads very wet as well. If you're out there running errands, or we know it's a busy travel day for a lot of people heading home from July 4th vacations, please be careful of this storm moving through, of those wet roadways and those bands of heavy rain. As Steve mentioned, we will be tracking some of those throughout the day today. Chantal unleashing rain across the Carolinas right now. You can see it here as this storm continues to move from the coast toward the Triangle. At the beaches, dangerous rip currents are possible today. There have already been several rescues over the weekend. Jimmy's Price is live for us this morning at Wrightsville Beach following the very latest. Jimmy's Price, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Sydney. So that tropical storm warning remains in effect out here, and we are feeling the conditions. It is pretty windy out here. The winds had the potential of reaching up to 50 miles per hour. And I want to show you another issue that we're seeing out here, and that's on the water. You have that rough surf, and you also have the potential of life-threatening rip current. So despite all of that, you still have these beach goers on the beach as well as in the water. And just moments ago, the lifeguards raised the red flags out here, recommending no one get into the water. But of course, they can't stop them if that's something they want to do, but they are certainly recommending not to get in the water. Now, right now, we are not seeing that rain that we experienced earlier this morning, but we did experience a lot of rain just getting down here. It was the type of rain that made it just really difficult to drive in, also making it really difficult visibility as well. Now, despite these conditions that we are experiencing out here, it's turning out to be a busy beach day for Wrightsville Beach. We spoke to some of those beachgoers on why they still wanted to be out here despite this tropical storm warning. Take a listen.
It hasn't been too bad. We've just been kind of just playing the good hours that we have versus the rain. But overall, we still love it here at Wrightsville, so we're trying to make the best of it over a 4th of July weekend.
Well, I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling fantastic because the weather, the wind is blowing. I don't like a lot of activity, so this is the perfect time for me to meditate and connect with nature.
All right, so the red flags are up. That happened not too long ago. You also see the Wrightsville Beach Fire and Rescue riding up and down here on the beach again, trying to be a deterrent for those folks to get in the water, but that's simply not happening out here. Folks are trying to make what is left of their 4th of July holiday. Of course, just make sure you're careful. In Wrightsville Beach, Jamise Price, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Certainly some good advice there, Jamise. Thanks for keeping us covered out there on the coast. Our first alert weather team making sure you're prepared for whatever Mother Nature throws our way. Our first alert to hurricane season airs today. You'll hear from emergency management officials on how they're prepared for the season. You can watch that special tonight at 5:30, followed, of course, by Eyewitness News at 6. And with this storm moving through, now is a perfect time to download the free ABC 11 mobile app. You can check the First Alert Doppler net and that 7-day forecast anytime, plus any watches or warnings. Those will be sent straight to your device.